And welcome out to Bryan High School, where tonight the Bryan Golden Bears open league play by hosting the Bluestreaks of Archbold here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Good evening, everybody. Chris Malanga alongside Brian Arnold. We just watched a very exciting JV game, overtime JV game, which the boys won. They defeated Archbold, so hopefully that'll carry on to the varsity game, Brian. And these boys last played on December 22nd, so last year. And they had an exciting game.
Feels like a long time for us, so it feels like a long time for them, and we haven't been going through practices. I thought about it today a little bit. I think the toughest part of a break like that is it's just practice, practice, practice. It's time to see a different color jersey and get a chance to show the fans what you've been working on.
The last time the Golden Bears played, they played Pettisville. Last year, they got defeated by Pettisville in a very close game. This time, they defeated Pettisville on a buzzer beater from Jace Kepler. He took it with 6 seconds left. They inbounded. He took a three, and the rest is history. Pettisville opened up a 18-9 lead to start that game. The Bears able to chip back. Second quarter, they had a big run of 11-2, forced 6 turnovers, got back in the game, and set themselves up to win. And what we've said all along about these guys is they've had trouble closing out games, and that was certainly not the case against Pettisville.
No, they got a last possession, chance to inbound from close to our bench, and Coach Homar had a chance to run something he wanted. And I don't know whether, watching it from where we were, I don't know if Chase Kepler was the first look, but he was definitely an option, if not the second option off of it. And the nice thing that I thought is, look at Jace's numbers. He's 1 for 8 on the year from three-point range, so that's the three that he's hit. But he took it with a lot of confidence. He didn't hesitate. He wasn't looking at, hey, who can I kick this to? He got up. Great jump shot, great elevation, and knocked it down. And you hope, not just for Jace, but for the whole team, that's a confidence builder and something they can build off of. You talked about the JV getting a nice win in overtime tonight. They've been off that whole time, too. You had a chance for a league win tonight against a team that's traditionally given us a lot of trouble here the last couple of years, and a great program. So, and I think they might be in a position where they're ripe for a little bit of an upset from the Bears.
Bears sitting at 3-6 overall. I did have a chance to talk to Coach Brock Homeyer of the Bryan Golden Bears as we're in the Oberlin-Turnbull countdown to tip off. Oberlin-Turnbull Food Home and Crematory, family-owned, family-focused. Let's take a 30-second timeout. When we come back, we will talk with Coach Homeyer after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the student athletes the best of luck in all their sports this year. The Boosters are proud of your commitment to becoming Bryan built. It takes a lot of time and dedication to play sports and be the best student you can be at the same time. Good luck this year. The Bryan Athletic Boosters would also like to thank all of their corporate and individual patron supporters this year as well. It takes everyone to make a community and to become Bryan built.
Welcome back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Chris Malanga alongside Coach Brock Homeyer of the Bryan Golden Bears. And Coach, you have had a stretch of not having any games since before the Christmas holiday. Has it been a good break to get some time back to rest, relax, and get the kids ready to go for the league season?
Yeah, it's been a nice break. It scares me that we've been, without a game this long, but we've been working and going over a lot of different things, so we'll see how it goes.
Had a very exciting game right before break, 39-38 non-league win, beat Pettisville at home on a buzzer beater. Talk us through that game.
Yeah, like we've done a couple times now. I think it started out like 19-10 or something. Our first quarters, just, we can't get going, and then we claw ourselves back into it and had a couple timeouts left towards the end, and Jace luckily threw one in, and it was really fun to watch them, the boys celebrate like that and go to Christmas. That was quite the present.
Absolutely. And, you've talked about needing to finish games as we've talked, and that looked like one you were able to finish it out.
Yeah. And it was one, obviously we were not supposed to win that game. They were, on paper, they were better than us every which way, but it felt good to get that one. Credit to the boys. They didn't quit, but it would be nice to not have to claw back from 10 every time we play.
You'd like to start and continue on with the lead.
Yes.
So you've won 2 out of the last 4. You've been in a lot of close games. 5 of your 9 games have been 4 points or less. So it seems like this year you're in a lot more games than last year. So that, as you're talking about that building process, are you feeling pretty good that you're starting to see some results from that?
Yeah, if you look back at our scores last year to where we are now, I mean, there was like 3 different games. We had running clocks. There wasn't very many within 15, and now we're, actually starting to compete. But because that's how it was last year, this is all, this is new now. Being in games, schemes at the end of games, a guy having to make a big shot, all of those things. And I mean, this is how, you either become a very good team or you continue to be where we're at, where it's like wishy-washy, to grow and to be a part of every part of, a game when it's tight, when you're winning, when they're winning, or, we just have to be able to finish 4 quarters.
Right. Well, you start the league season now, and it doesn't open with an easy game. It's against Archbold, and I think the league as a whole is always tough when you have a non-league game or when you have a league game. But Archbold's defense is pretty good, and their offense is pretty good. Talk about what you see when you scout those guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's Archbold. They have a tradition of winning. They have great culture. They expect to win, and I think, what they do defensively and offensively is what they usually do. They beat the snot out of us last year. So I'm hoping to use that as motivation. They have a couple players that can really fill it. So we need a good job of stopping them. But at the end of the day, we got to be us. We got to do us and continue to grow on the success that we've had so far.
When you talked about playing against Napoleon and playing against Pettisville, you talked about height. When you look at Archbold's team, what stands out to you as you look up and down their lineup?
Yeah, and they have both, but they're more focused on their guard play, which is different compared to the last 2 games. We've just been preaching about, staying in the paint, and everybody was bigger than us. So now we've kind of had to switch gears here and have our guards be a little bit more aggressive, and our bigs are going to have to be in more help. But yeah, I'm just sick of practice. I'm ready to play. The boys are sick of practice. It's been, it's a great break, but at the same time, watching everybody else play, it's kind of, you get jealous.
Absolutely. How do you feel like they stack up with you guys defensively? What are you guys going to look to do against them, I guess?
Yeah, we got to stop Brenner, obviously, 'cause he's having a big year. So that's number one, is trying to get a hold of him and keep him under wraps, and everybody to be in help. They got a big kid that does pretty well once he catches it. So, I mean, we're going to mix it up, try and, continue to work on our 2-3 zone and our 3-2 zone. But, like you saw in Pettisville, it just ends up at, the 4th quarter when it's close, who's going to make plays and who's not, especially on defense, because that's how we win our games. I mean, we're not good enough offensively to go score 70 or 60 a game. So when we get big stops, when we need them, that's when we usually get wins.
You really try to lock down that defense, especially late in the game.
Yes.
All right. So how are we looking injury wise? Anybody out, or has the break helped everybody recover and get back?
Maddox is back, but we're going to slowly ease him in.
That's why
the kid hasn't played a sport in like 6 months. So trying to ease him in, little ankles, the nicks and stuff halfway through the year. Nothing crazy, but trying to continue to stay healthy, trying to continue to stay away from the sickness. I know that's been going around, but so far it's probably the healthiest we've been since game 1. So
that's good.
It's a little easier to sub when we have a couple more guys that are usually going to play, but who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's always tough to navigate that stuff. Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck tonight. Hope you get win number 1 at home tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep, Coach Brock Homeyer of the Bryan Golden Bears back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Why do so many people travel to Jason East Automotive Services in Edgerton when they want their vehicles repaired? Because Dave Brown and Sam Bailey have over 60 years of experience fixing the problems that other mechanics couldn't. They work on all makes and models, and they specialize on imports. Recently, they have expanded their service area by almost 50%, and they've hired Eston Knerk to their staff. So if you have a vehicle, foreign or domestic, that you want fixed right the first time, take it to Jason Dietsch Automotive Services on the east side of Edgerton.
Back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network, Chris Malanga, Brian Arnold. I want to thank our sponsors bringing you the game tonight. They include Andrews O'Neill and Lowe, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Bryan Ford Lincoln, Bryan Parks and Rec, Danielle Van Atta Agency, the Diamond and Gold Outlet, Fackler Monument, Jason Dietsch Automotive Services, Laub Auto Parts, Newcomer, Schaefer, Spangler, Bryan and Rakes, Northwest State Community College, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Real Estate Advantage, Starks Plumbing and Heating, and Williams County Veterans Services, all bringing you the game tonight. Chris Malanga, Brian Arnold here with you, live from up top, and we actually have our names below us. That's amazing.
That is.
Look at that.
That's high tech. Look at that.
Yeah. Let's talk about these Archbold Bluestreaks. They're 5-4 on the season. Joe Frank's in his 5th year. He was a longtime assistant, though, at Archbold. And they were 4-3 in the league last year, but they took it to us pretty good.
Yeah, I saw your notes from it, and it kind of took me back a little bit. That was a night where, right out of the chute, we were not in that ball game. They shot the lights out from 3, whatever your notes said, 14 or 15 3-pointers they made. Shot over 40% from out there, so it was just an avalanche on us, and we never recovered, and it just got out of hand early.
Absolutely. Well, right now they're shooting 40% from the field, 26% from 3, 68% from the line, and they lost to Pettisville by 1 point, so that's a good common opponent there.
And that's one of the things I went through the stats today, and one of the things I was looking for was what kind of shooting and scoring they're getting, and it's not your what we've come to become accustomed to with Archbold. It's not your normal scoring team. They're averaging in the 40s. They've got 2 kids, like Coach Homeyer said, that can fill it up, with Brenner scoring nearly 20 a game, Seiler scoring 12 a game, and then there's nobody else averaging over 5 points a game, and it's 2 points, 2.5, 3 points. The 3-point shooting is not what you're accustomed to. In their 9 games so far, they've made 57, which blows our total out of the water, but we know that's an Achilles heel of ours. Like we mentioned, that game last year, they made 15. Now, they've had one game where they made 10 this year, another one made 7 or 8, so they'll shoot them. They've got 173 attempts, but they're struggling to knock down shots, so that's something the Bears have to hope to be able to make continue to happen, make them struggle from the field and not get good open looks to where they can get those outside shots going.
All right, it's Archbold and Bryan going to take a 60-second timeout, come back and check Brian Arnold's keys to the game after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
I'm Tom Turnbull of Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused, celebrating our 100th anniversary, 2022.
It's great working with family. The relationship we have with one another allows us to focus on your family and help guide you through the planning process.
We focus in on your family's needs to make sure that everything is done the way that you and your family want.
Right now, our family wants a Golden Bear victory.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family-owned, family-focused.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, this time to get our keys to the game, sponsored by Carlin Company. The Carlin Company Realty and Auctioneers has been your hometown real estate company for over 45 years. They've consistently remained #1 in Williams County and the surrounding area since 2007. Call us for all your real estate needs. Let's take a look at the keys to the game first for the Archbold Bluestreaks.
Well, I think the biggest thing that, if you look at Archbold again, something that's not normal is they don't have a lot of bigs. 6'2" is about as big as they get. So they're going to want to be fast and be all over the place and use that quickness to pressure the ball, create a lot of turnovers. Then they got to rebound. I think we may have a little bit of an advantage. We don't get it very often, but we may have a little advantage there. And then I think they've got to find a third scorer. That's got to be something Coach Frank has talked to his boys about, is who's going to be the guy that steps up other than Brenner and Seiler to help out a little bit.
How about for the Golden Bears?
Well, on our side of things, I think we've got to figure out a way to score the ball. It sounds really simple, but we have got to find a way to put the ball in the basket and take pressure off of us. We play really hard. We play great defense. Let's reward ourselves on that end. We've got to limit our turnovers versus that good pressure defense that we're about to see. Take care of it. Don't lose possessions. And then I think we've got to make the other guys beat us. Somebody other than Brenner or Seiler has got to beat us. Because we're going to focus on them, lock them down. We can't let anybody else go off for a 10, 15, 20-point night on us.
There's your keys to the game. We've got Bryan and Archbold coming out. Bryan sitting at 3-6 overall. Archbold 5-4 overall. Looking forward to opening this league season. Going to send it down to our public address announcer, Aaron Hughes.
In between the Archbold Bluestreaks and your Bryan Golden Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, America is the land of the free and home of the brave, and that freedom has been afforded to us by the dedication and sacrifice of brave servicemen and women currently deployed throughout our communities and around the world, and many others who have come before us. To thank these extraordinary men and women and to honor our nation, would you please rise as Bryan High School's very own alumni, Maddie Greiser, Nolan Kuhn, and Jay Fortner play tonight's national anthem.
Today's national anthem being presented by Veteran Services of Williams County 3 Bryan alums. That was cool.
Thank you, Maddie, Nolan, and Jay. The officials assigned to this game have met the requirements set by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and have been approved for their important role in tonight's game. It also should be noted, if you disagree with any of their calls tonight, feel free to visit ohsaa.org and see how you can be certified as an official. Until then, we don't want to hear it. Tonight's officials are Mr. Jeff Clare, Mr. Jason Blazovich, and Mr. Jay Moran. Gentlemen, welcome to Bryan.
Tonight's officials being sponsored by Tri-State Vision Center. Tri-State Vision Center has been serving the area since 1977. Contact us at either our Bryan or Montpelier offices for all your eye care needs.
Respectful manner. That means follow the rules, speak and act responsibly, show courtesy and respect for your fellow fans, the officials and coaches, and the administration, authority figures, and of course, your team and their opponents. Let's make today's contest great and remember to respect the game. Thank you. Now to meet the teams. First for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Archbold Bluestreaks. Starters for Archbold, number 1, Sonny Phillips. Number 2, Cade Brenner. 5, Jaden Seiler. Number 11, Stephen Diller. And number 12, Chase Miller. Varsity coaches Joe Frank, assisted by Mike Kennedy, JV coach Ryan Holdry, 9th grade coach Rich Steele, and volunteer assistant Bryce Williams. And now for your Golden Bears. Hit a guard, a 6'1" junior, number 2, Jace Kepler. Hit a guard, a 6'1" senior, number 4, Evan Cox. Hit a forward, a 6'1" senior, number 10, Joe Watson. Hit a forward, a 5'11" junior, number 24, Sam Harold. And then a forward, a 6'2" Carter Dominic. Varsity coaches Brock Holmeyer, assisted by Kevin Holmeyer, Casey Spitnall, JV coach Jaden Balderez, and freshman coach Maurice Zuger.
There you have it, our starting lineups being brought to you tonight by Yoder Mechanical and Custom Fabrications. Call Yoder Mechanical Custom Fabrications For all your mechanical piping needs at 419-519-3111. Getting set to tip this one off, and I love the first night of leagues.
Yeah, and it feels like, man, we've played half a season and we're just now getting into league games, but I think it might ramp up the intensity a little bit more. You know, we've had this great, boys and girls, great chance to get the season going, and now the league shows up. Now things really matter.
We talked, Coach talked about Maddox Langendorfer. He's going to play sporadically, still kind of recovering from the injuries, and so he is not starting tonight as Archbold gets the tip, and Sonny Phillips has it to Cade Brenner now. Brenner, their leading scorer at 19.9 points a game.
And Cade Brenner, quarterback in the fall, he was, as a sophomore, played on that state baseball team a little bit. They used him in some spots. A tremendous athlete, came in from Hilltop, and he's been really, really good for the Bluestreaks.
Phillips misses the shot. The Bears get the rebound and going the other way with it.
You expect that. A lot of active hands out of Archbold. They're always really active, really aggressive defensively.
Shot is missed by Watson, and Archbold comes the other way. They're working it around the perimeter.
And we talked about it already. It's been Brenner and Seiler, pretty much those two guys for Coach Frank early on in the season. So, you know, will somebody else step up? Is anybody else going to look for shots? We've already seen a couple of guys. Diller had a good look at a bucket, didn't take it. Phillips had a good look at a lane, didn't finish it off. So how much of the Archbold offense is just focused on trying to get Seiler and Brenner their shots?
Evan Cox gets whistled for the foul away from the ball. 7:06 remaining here, first quarter, no score between Bryan and Archbold. Brenner inbounds. Three ball in the air for Seiler is no good. It goes off the top, comes down to Joe Watson. Nice offensive rebounds limiting Archbold to, or defensive rebounds limiting Archbold to one shot.
Yeah, really good board. Joe Watson's been playing great basketball for the Bears. I think part of the reason that they've been better is because of the ball that he's been playing.
Carter Dominic goes baseline, loses the basketball. It's a scramble on the floor. Watson picks it up, finds Dominic underneath, who puts it up and in. Carter Dominic from point-blank range. Way to stick with it. Bears lead 2-zip.
Well, we all know they didn't mean that to happen, but Coach may draw that one up after watching this game on Huddle. Worked out beautiful. Left Carter all alone under the basket. Nice find by Joe from his back.
Seiler has it. They'll go baseline, reverse layup up and in for Sonny Phillips. Tied at 2 with 6:16 remaining here, first quarter on the main stop scoreboard.
You noticed in the JV game, Archbold does a really good job of cutting out of that open offense. A lot of backdoor cuts, and they're looking for it as teammates, and they were able to get to get some easy layups like that, and there was one for Archbold to start it.
Sam Harold pops a shot at the foul line. It's up and good. Got to get that guy getting hot. He had 15 against Pettisville.
Yeah, comes in averaging almost 11 points a game. Sammy's been our best offensive threat, and that's nice to see him get one early, a jumper. I mean, you don't look at a kid like Sammy and expect a mid-range game or to lead us in three-pointers, but he's got both.
Brenner misses the three. Bears again with a defensive glass.
Yeah, and if they can limit Archbold to one chance every time down, that's going to be huge tonight.
Dominic will go baseline, put up a shot, miss it, hit the deck, not get a whistle. Ball is loose on the floor, and Archbold picks it up. Sonny Phillips on the outlet.
Yeah, it looked like he lost control of the ball going up there.
And we're going to get a traveling violation. That'll be a turnover for the Streaks. So Bears leading 4-2, 5:17 remaining first quarter.
We heard Coach Homeyer talk about it. The first quarter has been kind of a bugaboo here for the Bears. Have not gotten off to good starts, so a good one tonight's pretty important.
Another one there for Sam Harold, this time a layup from 8 feet.
Great attack. He saw there was no help back there. His defender got up a little bit too high at the elbow. There was no help back there. Good decision to attack.
Three is launched by Archbold, no good. Rebound comes down to the Bears. Bears lead 6-2 now, 4:45 remaining. Watson, head fake, goes baseline. Gets it to Sam Harold. Now they're trying to get it to Cox. Cox loses the basketball, gets it back. Kepler has to rescue it, though, from getting to the
Yeah, just calm down. Everything's fine here. Reset the offense.
No shot clock in high school, so you don't have to really worry about that. Sam Harold puts up another one. That one's a miss. Rebound comes down to the Streaks.
I think a good decision. Nice take. Tried to finish with the left hand in traffic.
Three ball for Brenner goes through. Nothing but net. I take that back. That was Chase Miller.
Yeah, Chase Miller. There's one of the other guys. Chase Miller comes in averaging 3 a game, so he's at his average.
You talked about how important that was for Archbold to find somebody else to score.
And you see how hard every possession the Bears are working against Brenner and Seiler. So there's going to be opportunities for those other guys tonight.
Sam Harold tries to put up a shot. Is that even considered a shot? I don't know.
It's going to be a shot attempt, and I don't think we'll call it a turnover, but I think maybe a little bit of a force there, a little out of control going to the basket by Sammy.
Lead is now 6-5 as Archbold's cut into this just a little bit. Sonny Phillips will bring it up. They'll throw it across court, and a 3-ball for Jaden Seiler. So that's back-to-back threes on back-to-back trips.
And that's what we don't want to see Archbold be able to do early, is get hot from outside the arc. That was the backbreaker last year over at their place.
Langendorfer is into the game now. Kepler loses the basketball. That'll be the first turnover for the Bears.
See those active hands by Archbold. Jace came out of that spin, and the backside help was there ready to poke it away.
Phillips looks to drive, then he'll dish off to Miller. Miller just had a 3 on the last trip. He's working against Carter Dominic. Feed over to Brenner. Brenner working against Jace Kepler. He goes inside, misses the shot. Rebound comes down, and Bears are going to get it on the baseline.
Yeah, Jace Kepler got in there, right? Got away with a lot of contact, was able to take the ball away from Diller after the block shot on Brenner.
Bears have it the other way. They feed underneath to Carter Dominic. Dominic goes up strong, puts it up and in. 8-8 tie now.
Really tough angle for that entry pass. About the top of the key, trying to drop it to the right block by Sammy Harrell. Good catch and good finish by Carter Dominic.
Phillips moves inside, goes to put up a shot. It goes off glass and good. That didn't look good when it left his hands, but it was through.
That's another one. 4 points already for Phillips coming out, and he averages 5 a game. So there's a couple of guys who aren't Seiler and Brenner looking to be a little more aggressive. I have to believe that's something that during Archbold's break, however long they've had over the break here, that they've been focusing on the same kind of thing. Find other guys who can score the ball and help out those two.
2:03 remaining here, first quarter. Archbold leads 10-8. Kepler with the basketball. He gives over left side to Sam Harold, now to Cox on the wing. Cox looks back to Harold, gives to Kepler, now back to Cox. Cox will hand back to Kepler.
Good patience out of the Bears right there. Didn't get the look they wanted, but didn't force either.
Kepler gives to Cox. Cox will drive, lose the basketball, get it back. Now he'll come through the middle of the key, dish at the last second. Langendorfer for 3, got it! Maddox Langendorfer, Bears are 1 for 1 from 3.
Coach has got to like the side of that. Not only has Maddox not played a whole lot, like I said, we have not shot many threes, and we've not shot well from 3. So if him being back in the lineup brings a 3-point shot to our offense, that's going to be something that's going to make us a lot more dangerous.
And we've got a turnover as Archbold tried to force it, and it got knocked out of bounds. We're going to see Josiah Gomez come in, as is Micah Nofziger. For the Bears, we're going to see Dylan Koenig. Koenig brings it up. Koenig goes to his left, gives to Cox. Cox to Carter Dominic, top of the key. Dominic puts it up, loses the basketball. Sam Harold comes down with it. He'll put up a strong shot. Missed the shot, but head to the line for 2. Foul's going to be on number 2, Cade Brenner. That'll be his first, team first.
Really good decision there by Sam. I think you could have looked at it and said, man, he's stuck down there. He's in a bad spot, but he just has, you don't expect a kid that's 5'11", 6 foot to have the kind of ups and elevation that he has, and he's got some great springs. He's not afraid to go up in traffic.
First one is good. Free throws tonight being sponsored by Welling Construction. Welling Construction is a third-generation family-owned general contractor for quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Contact us at 419-636-3712. Next one for Sammy is good. Bears lead is 13-10 with a minute to remaining here, first quarter.
One of the other things Coach talked about was having Maddox back, being healthy, being a little deeper. The Bears have played 9 deep now into the last minute of the quarter, so that's really good to see too.
Another turnover for the Streaks. Bears have it. 46 seconds to play first quarter. Sammy Harold has it. Then to Langendorfer left side. Now they'll give back to Koenig. Koenig goes between the circles, shakes off a defender, and it gets tipped as Cade Brenner was jumping that pass the whole way.
Yeah, good anticipation there by Brenner. He's about a half a step away from an easy layup on the other end.
Bears have it, 34 seconds to go. First quarter. Koenig with it. Koenig will go to his right. Give to Carter Brown. Brown top of the key to Harold. Now back to Koenig. Bears lead 13-10. 20 seconds to go first quarter. Back to Brown. Brown back to Koenig.
Good patience here by the Bears. It feels like they've got about 2 offensive options here. And there's the one that you want. Great play there. Koenig to Pels and a great finish by Langendorfer.
Langendorfer with a backdoor cut. Nice move there. Bears lead us 5. And we're going to get a traveling violation. So the Bears will have it with 1/10 of a second left. And basically just an inbound. Not sure you're going to be able to do anything with 1/10.
I don't believe you can with .1 unless we throw it up to the rim and one of our big guys goes and dunks one in maybe. I don't know.
Well, at the end of the first quarter of play, the Golden Bears lead 15-10. Back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
If you haven't stopped by Bryan Ford Lincoln to test drive the all-electric F-150 Lightning
or the rugged and sporty Ford Bronco, we only have one question for you.
Why not?
This Ford Bronco is great for daily commutes or the Outback.
And this F-150 Lightning will do 0 to 60 in 4 seconds without using a drop of gasoline. When you stop by and see us at Bryan Ford Lincoln, you can test drive either of these great vehicles.
Stop by and see us. We'll help you order the exact vehicle that you want and need.
So stop by and see us today at Bryan Ford Lincoln.
When you're looking for that unusual part like a battery for your key fob, or everyday car parts like windshield washing fluid, wipers, motor oil or filters, antifreeze or batteries, don't forget to stop by your local Napa store in Bryan. They have the parts in stock. If you're buying any of these parts from anyone other than Napa in Bryan, you're paying too much.
1-800-329-4040.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network. First quarter in the books. Bears lead 15-10 over the Streaks, and they get the ball to start the second quarter here. Chris Malanga, Brian Arnold with you. Excited to be here. Bears looking good early on.
Well, Brock Homeyer talked about let's put a 4-quarter game together, and you're not going to get 4 good ones without the first good one, and we had a great first quarter.
Cox misses the 3. Streaks get the rebound, come back with it quickly. Shot up by Phillips is no good. Rebound comes down to Sam Harold.
Good check out there. Again, limit the Streaks to 1 chance. That's been huge so far.
It has. Harold has it on the right wing. Cross courts it over to Cox. Cox looking down at his options.
Looking at a 3-2 zone right now. A little change here from the Bluestreaks at the quarter.
Underneath to Watson, gets knocked away. That'll be a turnover for the Bears, just their second of the night.
Yeah, a little bit careless with that entry to the elbow there. Not a great pass.
Ball is stolen away by Jace Kepler. He puts it up for an easy layup.
Good active hands on the other end. Jace just stole it right away from him with the elbow, and a nice job just attacking and finishing.
Brenner makes a move, throws up a shot, and he's going to get 2 shots out of that. That was ugly.
Yeah, I think Jace was awful handsy at the free throw line. There was probably a foul on the floor there, but to bail him out with 2 free throws is a little bit tough, I think.
Yep. So he'll head to the line for the first 2 free throws for the Streaks. Brenner is shooting 76% from the line. 6'2" junior, he was the football quarterback, and when you look at him, he doesn't look super muscular, super big, you know what I mean?
It can be a little bit deceiving. I've known Cade since he was little. My daughter Addie played some softball with his sister. His sister, an all-state softball player at Hilltop High School, and now plays in college. And seen Cade since he was little, and he's always had that small frame, but you don't let him fool you. He is a heck of an athlete, and basketball-wise, he is just made to score.
Yep. 17-11 Bears. 3 ball in the air for Sam Harold. No good. Rebound comes down, and it's loose. Brenner has it. They come down and put up a shot. No good. Brenner misses it. And then Carter Dominic is going to get the and one. That's not what you want to do right there.
Nope. That's it. Got to limit those chances.
So Brenner will go to the line for the 1. That one is good. That makes it 17-14.
Yeah, that was a pretty good first quarter there by the Bears. Brenner came out with nothing, averaging 20, and then he made sure he's asserting himself here a little bit to start the second quarter.
Looked like on our replay that Dominic was just swiping at the ball, but must have made contact.
About the time you bring your arm down hard like that, that's a pretty easy call for an official. That one's going to be called almost probably 99 out of 100 times, both contact or not.
Kepler has the basketball. Looks like they're in a 1-2-2 now.
Yeah, they're extended out at the three-point line, and Bears are going to have to find some work with a little bit of high-low inside, get Carter and Joe Watson involved.
Kepler with it. Down low. Boy, they're really doing a good job on the bigs down underneath there. Kepler turns his back to the hoop for just a minute, lets everybody get set. Now he'll give to Cox, now back to Kepler, now to Dominic. Dominic back to Kepler, top of the key. Underneath, found Sam Harold streaking back there, and that's up and good.
Yeah.
Sam Harold's got 8 now.
Great set play against his own there. Carter Dominic coming across with the screen to seal that post defender on the block, and then Sammy came free off of that curl.
Seiler for the Streaks has it. He'll go baseline, dish out to Phillips. Phillips will take 2 dribbles, come up and draw the foul from Sam Harold. And that is Sam's first, team 4th.
Just stay straight up right there. When he brought the arm down again, even if it was just a lot of ball, as soon as that arm comes down, that's going to be an automatic call from the official. And I think Sammy would have been able to stay straight up and at least alter that shot enough that that wasn't going to be a bucket.
That one's up and good for Phillips. Phillips shooting 50% from the line. So science says he should miss this one.
Science.
Or math, I guess it is.
Yeah.
6 to 1/2 dozen the other.
Either way, I'm going to trust you on both because I don't get either one of them.
That one is good, so he proved us wrong.
Now it just means if he's got a couple big ones later, he's got to miss a couple for us.
19-16 Bears lead, 5:08 remaining first half. Oh, and Cox just stuck his foot just a little bit and slid with it.
A little bit of dragging that pivot foot on the backside. We talked about it a little bit during the JV game when Archbold went to that three-quarter court trap. It gave us a little bit of trouble in that third quarter. So, the nice thing is varsity, the older guys, coaches had a chance to watch and adjust. Now we just got to execute.
5 minutes exactly here. The main stop scoreboard shows 19-16 in favor of the Bears. Baseline attack. Now back out top of the key to Phillips. Seiler was going baseline, then he found Phillips. Now Phillips will go on. Blocked by Carter Dominic, and it will stay right here.
Good contest. I'd like to see us stay on our feet a little bit more. The Archbold players that are attacking, I think we can draw some charges. I think we've got a little bit of advantage in height and length. I think we can hold our shots staying down and not give up cheap fouls.
Miller goes baseline, runs into a double team, and it knocks out of bounds. That went off of Jace Kepler's hand. Good defense again. Active
hands. Great help. Great help. Joey Watson gave up baseline like he's been taught. Good rotation there by Jace Kepler to cut it off and then knock that ball out of bounds.
Another attempt here for the Streaks. Asa Hudson has it now. Phillips back to Seiler, and Seiler hits the deck.
Juked himself right out of his Nikes right there.
Yes, he did. Now he's going to get a 3 ball. It's no good. Rebound comes down to Maddox Langendorfer.
Really good defensive set right there. We had to basically defend 3 possessions, but all 3 possessions, 2 blocked shots, and then a great defensive rebound, forcing a tough 3 right there where something's got to make Coach Homeyer real happy.
Underneath, shot up and good for Joe Watson. Watson's been coming on as of late.
I like that. Joey caught it and just went right to the basket. No waiting, no hesitation. Just caught, went strong to his left shoulder, strong off the glass. Everybody's contributing right now, and that's something that you got to get out of the Bears.
Bears lead is 5, and Kepler got in the way of that pass, and then it went off of him as he slid out of bounds.
He kind of forgot to come down on his feet there.
Yeah.
Jace is not a cat. Did a great job anticipating about pick that ball off. Looked like he was playing free safety again out on the football field. Just couldn't keep his feet underneath him.
They feed it away. Langendorfer steals the inbound pass. And that'll be another
6 turnovers
quarter.
already for Archbold. Uncharacteristic. Not doing a very good job taking care of the basketball in the half court.
21-16 Bears lead. Harold has the basketball. Gives over to Carter Dominic. Dominic gets double teamed. Finds Jace Kepler to help him out. Kepler will get to Langendorfer. Archbold doing a good job of closing down the paint. They get it underneath to Watson, though. Watson one dribble, turns, makes a guy miss, puts it up and in, and we're going to get it out of bounds for the Golden Bears.
I think that's where the Bears are going to have to attack. That 3-2 or 1-2-2, whatever you want to call it, is designed to be able to get out and defend the three-point line, go find shooters. So if the ball moves quick enough, you're going to find open spots in that soft spot in the lane.
Sam Harrell gets the inbound pass. Coach Frank talking to the official. Working it just a little bit. And Kepler is content to just dribble things here in the center circle and make them come up and guard you.
Yeah, it looks like Archbold's done that now too. They've come out of it and they're in man-to-man.
So maybe a little ploy to coax them out.
Yeah, if so, I think that was a good move for us, and that's, for the Bears, you got to keep the lead.
Sam Harrell has it, will drive, put up a shot, hit the deck, and will go to the line.
Good strong take there by Sammy Harrell. A nice challenge at the basket by the Archbold defender, but it's going to be hard to take on Sammy without drawing a lot of body there.
Stephen Diller was the foul. Bears will head to the line to shoot two. Sam's an 84% foul shooter. First one up and good. 22-16 now. Next one, up and good. So Archbold will come the other way, down 7. Biggest lead of the game for the Bears. Sonny Phillips with it, will give over to Diller. Diller looks for some help, finds Brenner. Brenner top of the key, launches a three, got it. Can't leave him open like that.
No, I think you're better off if you're Carter Dominic there, just trying to be long in front and challenge that three-point shot and make him beat you with help behind. That's not the kind of kid that you want to sag off of.
Bears coming the other way, they feed underneath to Dominic. Nice inlet pass, up and off glass for Carter Dominic. Dominic was 6.
That's twice now where he's been able to seal on that block and take an entry pass from the top of the key basically, or a little bit off to the right wing. A nice job with a real quick head fake and then going up strong.
Archbold coming the other way. Brenner has it, working against Kepler. Brenner will go baseline, and then we're going to get a jump ball as Joe Watson comes in, has the active hands.
Yeah, great job tying him up. A lot of eyeballs are going to be on Cade Brenner every time he's got the ball, and he knows that too. That was a really nice head and shoulder fake by him on Jace Kepler to get to the hoop, but two Bear defenders were right there to collapse.
They inbound to Brenner. He launches a three and got that one too. Brenner with 10 now, and it's a three-point game.
With 10 and back-to-back threes, all 10 in this quarter. But he's their guy. He's going to make them go, and right now he's the guy that's keeping them in it.
Kepler with the basketball, working against Sonny Phillips. He'll hand off to Sam Harrell. Now they give it back to Watson. Watson looks to go baseline, almost ran into Sam Harrell, and it's a turnover for the Golden Bears. They just tried to get too pretty with it.
I think so, yeah. A little too much mustard on that entry from Sammy, and Joe wasn't quite ready.
Phillips with it. He's looking for Brenner. You can see every time down they're looking for where number 2 is. Brenner has it, steps back for another three. This one he doesn't get, goes out of bounds, and it will stay. Oh, I think Carter Dominic was out of bounds before it hit him.
Well, and that's why it's off of him, because the Archbold player was able to knock it. Archbold player left from inbounds and knocked it off of Carter. Carter just wrong place at the wrong time. Not much you could do about it. Momentum was taking him there. There was a little bit of a heat check by Brenner. That was pretty well defended from the Bears. He thought, I've hit 2 from this spot, and I'm going to see if I can knock down a third in 3 trips.
He has it now again. They're going to give this Seiler now. Seiler will drive. Ball gets blocked, and Kepler has it.
Looked like a nice job there by Maddox Langender for knocking that ball away as Seiler went up.
Harold with it. It's knocked away. He keeps it, and he gets it back somehow on control, and brings to Kepler. Kepler drives, puts up a shot, no good. Watson puts up a shot, no good. There's at least 4 fouls down there, no whistles. That's unbelievable.
A lot of swallowing the whistle right there.
Wow. Underneath, shot is up, no good. Rebound comes down to the Streaks, and they knock it out of bounds. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure about that one. We got a real good look right here.
There wasn't a whole lot of real estate there. He threw it off his leg. Really heads-up play there. Yeah, nice job.
That's why we have a camera down there.
By Chase Miller. Even better camera work.
Don't tell him that. He'll get a big head.
I think he's working for Skittles, so you got to do something nice for him.
Archbold inbounds with 20 seconds to go. It'd be real good if the Bears could hold him here and not let him get a shot.
Yeah, it's been a great first half.
And we're going to get a foul on Kepler there.
Getting up a little too close and personal right there.
I don't know that you need that one right there. Koenig will come in. Kepler
well, the upside is it was just Jace's first, only the team fifth, 10 seconds left.
I think that was Jace's second.
Oh, it was Jace's second. You're right. I'm sorry.
Brenner running it up. Puts up an off-balance shot. Got it. How does that happen? Cade Brenner with 13. Bears launch one. No good. So it's all tied up here at halftime. 25-25. Going to take this timeout. Come back with more after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
I'm Tom Turnbull of Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused, celebrating our 100th anniversary, 2022.
It's great working with family. The relationship we have with one another allows us to focus on your family and help guide you through the planning process.
We focus in on your family's needs to make sure that everything is done the way that you and your family want.
Right now, our family wants a Golden Bear victory.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
Why do so many people travel to Jason East Automotive Services in Edgerton when they want their vehicles repaired? Because Dave Brown and Sam Bailey have over 60 years of experience fixing the problems that other mechanics couldn't. They work on all makes and models, and they specialize on imports. Recently, they have expanded their service area by almost 50%, and they've hired Eston Knerk to their staff. So if you have a vehicle, foreign or domestic, that you want fixed right the first time, take it to Jason Dietsch Automotive Services on the east side of Edgerton.
If you haven't stopped by Bryan Ford Lincoln to test drive the all-electric F-150 Lightning
or the rugged and sporty Ford Bronco, we only have one question for you.
Why not?
This Ford Bronco is great for daily commutes or the Outback.
And this F-150 Lightning will do 0 to 60 in 4 seconds without using a drop of gasoline. When you stop by and see us at Bryan Ford Lincoln, you can test drive either of these great vehicles.
Stop by and see us. We'll help you order the exact vehicle that you want and need.
So stop by and see us today at Bryan Ford Lincoln.
Your patron support. Go Bears.
Newcomer, Schaefer, Spangler, Breininger, and Rakes has served Northwest Ohio for over 120 years, and they provide a full
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network halftime, all tied up 25-25, and Chris Malanga, Brian Arnold, good first half by the Golden Bears.
It really was. I mean, you take away Cade Brenner catching fire there and hitting those 3 threes to end the quarter, to end the quarter and the half. The Golden Bears did just about everything right. They were checking all the boxes coming in.
They really did. So it's 25-25 at the half. Let's take a look at some individual stats.
Well, I just mentioned Cade Brenner for the Bluestreaks is leading all scorers with 13. He got all of those in the second quarter. About the time we were feeling good about how we had defended him in the first quarter, he's got 13. He's got 3 threes, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, and then the help he's got so far, Sonny Phillips has 6 points. Jaden Seiler has a 3 and 3 points. Chase Miller has a 3 for 3 points for the total of 25 for the Bluestreaks. 6 turnovers for them right now. On the Golden Bear side, pretty good balance really. Got 10 points from Sammy Harold 6 points from Carter Dominic. He's been really nice inside. Maddox Langendorfer off the bench has given the Bears 5 points. He's got the lone three-pointer. And then you got a bucket from Jace Kepler and a bucket from Joe Watson to get to their 25. And they've got 4 turnovers. So, a pretty solid half for the Bears so far.
Let's take a look at the team stats. You gave us the individuals. Bears shooting 10 of 18 from the field. Archbold 8 of 15. Bears are 1 of 3, and the difference there, Archbold's 5 of 9. That's really the difference here, really kept them in this game. Both teams have 4 points off free throws, 6 turnovers for the Streaks, 4 for the Bears. I put 3, but it's 4. And then 5 bench points for the Bears, and the Bears are out-rebounding Archbold 8-4. So,
yeah, and I think
job on the glass.
A couple of those key numbers, if you think about what the coaches were talking about before the game, specifically Coach Frank talked about wanting to really use his pressure defense to cause some issues for us. We've only turned the ball over 4 times, and he also talked about rebounding. He thought rebounding would be a key, and we've at least doubled up Archbold. And I think on the defensive end, we've done a really good job of limiting their second chances, not allowing offensive rebounds either for easy putbacks or continue a possession. The number, and it was 3 threes right at the end of the first half there for Cade Brenner when he caught fire a little bit. You take those 3 threes away, and we've defended the three-point line really well also. So, again, Coach Homeyer remembers that game from last year. These boys played in that game from last year. I remember it. Once the threes started to rain, it got really difficult. So that's a point of emphasis in the Bears locker room right now, is talk about getting out and defending to the three-point line.
Absolutely. 25 all here at the half. Going to take a 60-second timeout. Come back with more after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
I wanted to learn the skills to get ahead in my career. And thanks to Northwest State, I'm well on my way to a great job with a local company.
NSCC is my community's college.
Contact our advising center today or stop by.
When you're looking for that unusual part like a battery for your key fob, or everyday car parts like windshield washing fluid, wipers, motor oil or filters, antifreeze or batteries, don't forget to stop by your local Napa store in Bryan. They have the parts in stock. If you're buying any of these parts from anyone other than Napa in Bryan, you're paying too much. When it comes to diamonds, size does matter, and you'll get a bigger diamond for less every day at Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon. Plus, you won't find a better selection anywhere in Northwest Ohio. Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon.
5100 for more details.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Want to thank our sponsors bringing the game tonight. They include Williams County Veterans Services, Jason Dietsch Automotive Services, Fackler Monument, Starks Plumbing and Heating, Real Estate Advantage, the Diamond and Gold Outlet, Danielle Van Atta Agency, Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, Northwest State Community College, Bryan Parks and Rec, Bryan Ford Lincoln, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Newcomer, Schaefer, Spangler, Brininger, and Rakes, Laub Auto Parts, and Andrews, O'Neill and Lowe. Bears and Archbold all tied up at 3 apiece here. And let's take a look at some area scoreboard updates. Girls basketball, it's Crestview over Bluffton 29-16. That game's in the third quarter. Also girls, Tenora over Fairview 26-23 at the half. Fremont Ross over St. Ursula 27-13 at the half. Girls basketball. In boys basketball, here's some opening league night games. Evergreen up on Delta 26-14. It is Patrick Henry over Swanton 20-14. And then Antwerp is defeating Edgerton 22-11 at the half. Trying to find the other league score here, and I don't see it. So there you have it.
You might need to go back to that Sonora Fairview girls score for me, because I'm a little bit stunned by that 26-23 Sonora lead right now.
Absolutely.
And figured out that high-powered offense of the Fairview Apaches.
Absolutely. We're going to take the league. This is opening night of the league, and here's how the league shook out last night, last year. And I don't think it's any surprise that the Bryan Golden Bears are at the bottom here. But look at that league there. Swanton 7-0, PH 6-1 last year. Evergreen 5-2. Archbold, as we said at the top of the telecast, 4-3. Waseon was 4-3. Liberty Center down at the bottom. Delta down at the bottom. And I think at any given night, this league is wide open.
Yeah, reading through the preview this year, that was pretty much the consensus of all the coaches. I remember reading the preview from Brian Heber, and he thought they were a 1 or 2 loss team last year to finish runner-up in the league, and he thought that was a little bit of a fluke. He thought his team last year was about a year away, So you mentioned they've got an early lead over Swanton, the two teams that finished at the top last year. So Coach Heber will do a really good job with those guys, but I think PH is going to be a really tough out, but so's everybody. You're right. I think it's going to be a competitive league all year long, regardless of who's on the floor.
All right, going to take a 30-second timeout. Come back with more after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
I wanted to learn the skills to get ahead in my career, and thanks to Northwest State, I'm well on my way to a great job with a local company.
NSCC is my community's college.
Contact our advising center today or stop by.
When it comes to diamonds, size does matter, and you'll get a bigger diamond for less every day at Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon. Plus, you won't find a better selection anywhere in Northwest Ohio. Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 25 all at half. It is Bryan and Archbold. Real quick, what would you tell the teams inside the locker room, both teams?
Well, if I'm Coach Homar, I want to keep everything the same defensively. I think we've been really good on that end, stay aggressive on offense. I like the way we were attacking that 3-2 zone at the end of the half. I'd come back to that little seal and curl for the post players on that. That was an easy bucket inside. And then I think for Coach Frank on the other side, he saw his offense get going at the end of the half because Cade Brenner got going. So, it's not going to be a get the ball to Cade and get out of the way kind of thing, but it's going to be how can we get him open off of screens. We're going to make sure that we're making sure that he's getting touches every possession, at least having a chance to turn down shots if he doesn't want them.
All right, Bears will get the ball to start the second half of play. It is 25-25. And I think the first 3 minutes of this half are critical to see where the Bears are going to be at.
They're going to tell a lot right here because we got off to a great start in the first quarter. We battled pretty decent in the second quarter. Can we withstand all the energy we're going to see from Archbold and let them know that they're in for a ball game for a full 4 quarters right here?
Kepler will bring it up for the Golden Bears. They'll feed underneath to Sam Harold, loses control of the basketball, and they'll stay right here. They're going to say that went off of Stephen Diller. I think the consensus down on that sideline or that baseline is if it's an offensive person, it goes off of the defense.
Yes, yeah. There hasn't been a whole lot of – they're trying to stay away from a lot of controversy, I think, on out-of-bounds plays, it seems like, early on here.
Harold has the basketball, and he'll give to his point guard, Jace Kepler. Kepler in between the circles, taking a look at the defense. Archbold looks to be in that 2-3 zone. Now they'll get a guy up, Phillips, to kind of contest a little bit. Dominic with it. Kepler feeds it underneath, knocked away, and just Stephen Diller did a good job of doing that, and then it's a turnover for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, a little bit of a force. They went out of that 1-2-2 and almost to a 2-1-2, or maybe it wasn't quite a flat 2-3 on the back line there, but they were definitely aware of the post.
And then Phillips gets a good backdoor cut, and they find him. Nobody was spying Phillips.
Yeah, way too easy there for the Bluestreaks on that one. Nice back screen, good set, and nice play from the Bluestreaks, but too easy from the Bears.
Harold with the basketball gives to Kepler. Now back to Harold and Kepler quickly. 6:54 remaining underneath to Watson. Watson is going to draw a foul from Jaden Seiler, who reaches in. And that's a good situation there. Seiler was going in for the tie-up, but he just didn't get any ball.
No, kind of had him wrapped up right from the start there. Glad to see the whistle get blown. I thought it was a little bit slow, but that's what you got to expect with Archbold. And we've been a lot the same way defensively. We've not been real soft either. So
3 ball in the air for Harold, and he missed badly off the inbound. So he's going to hear it from the Archbold folks all evening.
Yeah, tough look right there. He can knock that shot down. We talked about it. He's our leading 3-point shooter. He's the only one on the roster with double-digit makes on the year.
Phillips got the ball, and they'll bring it down to Seiler, who puts up a shot, no good. Rebound knocked around, tipped to Sam Harold. So
I thought Seiler got lucky there. That could have been offensive. He really dropped his shoulder into Sammy Harold's chest and chin. A good job by Sammy of not drawing a foul and staying straight up and forcing a tough shot.
Kepler has it. We'll give it to Carter Dominic, top of the key. Dominic tries to feed underneath, then finds Harold. They get it underneath to Watson. It's knocked away. Turnover for the Bears. And then Watson knocks it out of bounds.
Just not enough on that pass. Sammy just left that one out there a little bit. Not quite enough salt on that one to get it down to Watson. Really active defensively by the Bluestreaks to start this half. They're a little bit everywhere right now.
They really are. Brenner has it, working on Kepler, top of the key. He'll go left side over to Seiler, who launches a three, no good. Rebound comes down to Watson.
Seiler just 1 of 4. The Bears need to hope that he remains cool from the outside.
Kepler with it, will give to Watson. Get underneath to Carter Dominic, knocked away. And the Bears with that inlet pass have just been not so good this half.
Well, 4 turnovers in the first half and now already 3 in the second half.
And we're going to get a foul the other way. As
second quick one on Seiler there.
Kepler had the basketball, and I think Seiler was trying to steal it away, but he just gave him a big reverse bear hug, basically.
Yeah, and I didn't see, all of the initial deflection by Kepler. If Seiler's the one who threw the pass, if that was a little bit of frustration, but just not a smart foul that far away from the bucket.
Kepler with the basketball, gives it over to Sam Harold. Harold is standing there, gives it to Dominic, now to Langendorfer, now to Watson. Watson gives to Kepler, who's cutting, puts that, nope, he went out to Sam Harold, who launches a three, no good, rebound comes back, put back, no good, Watson again, another one, and that time he gets the foul. So 3 shots there for Watson, 2 rebounds.
Really, really good job by Joe. He could have gotten a little frustrated there by the initial contact. And that's going to be, third foul on Seiler here. All 3 in this quarter in the first 3 minutes of the second half.
So first one for Watson is good.
Man, that's something as on the Bryan bench they need to be aware of. A, if Seiler stays in, which it doesn't look like he's going to, but B, comes back in, you got to run things at him. Because they've got 2 scorers, he's one of them, and even though he's struggling tonight offensively, you don't want him on the floor and having any more chances to get hot.
So Seiler sits down, he's very visibly frustrated. So it is a tie ball game again, 27-27, 5 minutes to play your third quarter. Main stops open when you need them. You're always near a main stop. Don't forget about Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. Streaks with the ball. It's Sonny Phillips. We'll give over to Chase Miller. Everybody's covered, and Miller having some trouble finding somebody to go to.
Really good switch by Evan Cox and Jace Kepler there with Brenner and Brenner and Phillips off of a screen.
Cox will steal it away, so a turnover for the Streaks now. Bears coming with the tie ball game and on the offensive end. Cox bounce pass to Langendorfer. Langendorfer looks to drive against Brenner, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Kepler, and that shot's blocked, and Kepler stays with it again, and the fourth one falls. Again, 4 shots.
Just so active on the offensive boards there by those 3 Bears. Great job by Maddox, Langendorfer, Jace Kepler, and then finally the finish by Sam Harold on the backside, but just not to be denied. Great effort by all 3 of those boys.
7 shots on 2 possessions for the Golden Bears this half. First one is good, and that was all we got because it was a and one.
Touch every part of the rim right there.
So Archbold bringing it back with Sonny Phillips. Phillips will drive the lane, put up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Carter Dominic.
Pretty good on-the-ball defense there by Evan Cox. Forced Phillips to go to the basket a little out of control. I'm not sure that's what Coach Frank wanted that quick in that possession.
Harold skips it to Kepler, who's between the circles. Now right back to Harold. Now to Cox. Cox looks to drive, working against Cade Brenner. Works around Brenner, then dishes last second. Now Carter Dominic has it. Dominic looking to drive. Dominic dishes last second to Harold. Launches a 3. No good. Rebound comes down to Brenner. And it'll be out of bounds. We're going to get a foul on that, though. I think Cox is going to pick up a foul.
Second one here, just the first of the half.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to like the activity on the offensive end, though. I think the Bears are being aggressive. We've seen a couple guys attack the basket. Tough whistle tonight on both ends. It's not been one way or the other. You're going to the basket. There's going to be some contact. You're going to have company. So you got to go strong when you go. And I thought that every possession's been pretty good for the Bears so far.
Bears putting on a little bit of pressure defense, a little full-court defense. Evan went with the basketball, able to break it. They get it under to Knopfsiger. Knopfsiger has it. Knopfsiger launches a 3, no good. And rebound comes in for Archbold. Underneath, and we're going to get a, what did they call?
I think he might have called a 3 seconds.
I think you're
right.
right.
The ball got stuck there in the lane on Asa Hudson.
I think you're right. That's what it was. Wow. That's the second turnover of the half for the Streaks.
I don't know about the 3 from Micah Nomsinger right there, but nobody in Blue Streak Nation seemed all that shocked by it. He can probably stroke it a little bit, but it seemed like it was a little bit of an afterthought and not what he was looking to do.
Langendorfer has it underneath for the Bears, puts it up, no good. Rebound comes down to the Streaks. And they fire it down quickly to Brenner. Brenner puts it up and in.
Bears were doing a pretty good job of keeping him quiet here to start the half. His first bucket to get him to 15.
30-second timeout called by Coach. We'll take that with him. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
If you want a quality education that leads to great, endless opportunities for future success, Northwest State is your community's college.
When was the last time you had your precious jewelry cleaned? Diamond and Gold Outlet will professionally clean your jewelry, and it won't cost you a dime. Let Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon clean your jewelry today.
Offer your patron support. Go Bears.
Tonight's timeout's being sponsored by Stockman Lawn Service. Their lawn care, snow removal, fertilizer, and spraying. Call Stockman Lawn Service at 419-636-6572. Sorry there for that late read, but we didn't have a timeout in the first half. That's the damage you pay when you get a timeout.
I think the pace of this game for a 30-29 ball game, the pace has been pretty quick.
Yep.
And the whistles have been pretty solid. I don't think there's been have a whole lot of complaints about anything. The effort's been outstanding by both groups of kids so far tonight.
30-29 Bears, 2:41 remaining third quarter. Joe Watson will bring it up. Find Maddox Langendorf underneath, puts it up, misses the shot, gets the contact, and he will head to the line.
That was a bit of an unorthodox bounce pass by Joe Watson, but what a great job of leading that 3-on-2. Kind of faked the ball high, threw the bounce pass to Maddox, caught him behind the defense. Obviously, all of us would have preferred that little bunny went in, but we'll take the foul and the free throws.
That one is a miss. Free throws brought to you by Welling Construction. Welling Construction, a third-generation family-owned general contractor for quality custom homes, major renovation projects, and commercial work. Contact us at 419-636-3712. Main Stop scoreboard shows 30-29 in favor of Bryan. Make it 31-29. 2:34 remaining third quarter as Maddox splits the pair.
Every possession, every free throw, everything's important tonight in a ball game that's a possession or two at the most so far. Well, we got out to about a 7-point lead at one point in the first half, and Archbold's had maybe a couple of point lead at one point or another, so it's been tight pretty much all night long.
And we're going to get a foul away from the basket.
He put a hand on his head like it was going to be an offensive foul. Then he changed. Yeah, he's explaining that to Coach Homeyer right now because the initial signal was an offensive foul. So 2 on Jace Kepler.
Actually, that's 3 on Kepler.
Gosh darn it, that was my fault. I said that. You corrected me in the first half, and I still forgot to write it down. So you know what it's like to live with me now. I just wanted it to be that way, and by God, I was going to keep it that way.
Does she have to ask you to take the trash out 4 times too?
You know what? She probably does, but I doubt if I heard her.
And Maddox Langendorfer is going to get a foul now. And Coach Homeyer makes the question, arguably, what is coming on down here?
Yeah. Yeah, this game has not been wanting for physical play. So if we're going to try to get it under control now, let's make sure it's on both ends.
Archbold will inbound. They're down 2. Chase Miller with the basketball, drives, puts up a shot, gets it. Bears just kind of fell asleep there.
So yeah, we're defending a little high, and Joe Watson got all the way out at the three-point line against a guy that's probably not going to shoot a 3. He made him pay by getting the ball to the basket.
Cox buries a 2.
There's a nice curl off of that down screen. Good confident jump shot there by the senior.
Brenner puts up an off-balance shot and gets it. That kid can shoot.
He can figure out how to score. You know, the kid that averages 20 points a game in today's basketball in high school, where it's hard to score 50, you know he knows how to score it.
Koenig with the basketball. Bears looking for some points here, and we're going to get a traveling violation on Sam Harold.
Thought he might help us out there and call a reach at first, but I thought the same. A little bit of a shuffle when he attacked.
Archbold inbound. They're having Brenner bring up the ball now. It's Sonny Phillips that's been doing that. But now Brenner will bring it up. They get it over to Wendt. Wendt will drive, then dish out. 3 ball in the air. Chase Miller, no good. Rebound comes down to the Bears.
Still doing a great job on the defensive boards tonight. Bears are being really, really focused. When the shot goes up from Archbold, we're getting on bodies, we're attacking angles.
Watson goes and drives, then he throws a bad pass. That'll be a turnover for the Bears.
That's a bad decision. Joe had that. I think Joe just takes one more step, drop step to his left shoulder. He's got a bucket there.
And Brenner palmed the basketball, so it doesn't matter.
No, thankfully. Good defense there by Evan Cox. Kind of got Brenner off a little bit there.
The third turnover for the Streaks this half. 49 seconds to go here. All knotted up at 33, third quarter. We're going to get a foul, I think, on Wentz.
All right.
It will be on him.
So apparently that's what we did decide. Somewhere around the 3-minute mark of the third quarter, we decided now we're going to start calling a lot of fouls. Because this has been a physical basketball game, but it was both ways, and it was consistent the way it was being called. Last 2 minutes have been consistent. Now you got to know as a kid, okay, now the whistle is going to be a little bit quicker.
Is that something the officials talk about at halftime, like we're going to tighten this up, or is you just
I would assume. I know my personal preference would be obviously you come out and you call it really tight from the start and you set the tone as official of what you're going to take and what you're not going to, and then that's the way it stays the whole game. But you know me, I'd love to see a shot clock, and I'd like to see 70 points a game.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get there when you let them maul each other every time they go to the basket or any time they're dribbling it out front.
Koenig will get it to Langendorf, who returns it over just off the tip of his fingers. Oh, wait, are they going to give that to the Bears?
They pointed our direction.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Officials are still set up in the 3 spots on our end, so I think we're getting this.
Got
8 seconds left here.
Got tipped, it looks like.
Yeah, deflected away.
Koenig with the basketball, 5 to go. He loses the basketball. Brenner launches a nuclear 3, no good. At the end of the third quarter of play.
We got lucky there that he didn't look at the clock any closer.
33-33. Going to take this timeout, come back with more after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters Board of Directors invites you to become Bryan Built.
The Athletic Boosters support our athletic programs in many ways, and that support is made possible through both corporate and patron support.
We are Bryan Built.
Why do so many people travel to Jason East Automotive Services in Edgerton when they want their vehicles repaired? Because Dave Brown and Sam Bailey have over 60 years of experience fixing the problems that other mechanics couldn't. They work on all makes and models, and they specialize on imports. Recently, they have expanded their service area by almost 50%, and they've hired Eston Knerk to their staff. So if you have a vehicle, foreign or domestic, that you want fixed right the first time, take it to Jason Dietsch Automotive Services on the east side of Edgerton.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network, fourth quarter action getting underway, 33-33. All tied up here. Archbold will get the ball to start the fourth quarter. Bears led by as many as 7. Archbold's led by 2 or 3. So it's been a pretty even game.
Yeah, and I think if you told Coach Homeyer your tie ball game with Archbold starting the fourth quarter tonight at home, he's taking that every day of the week, twice on Sunday, especially after the way things went last year.
Yep.
Every possession matters here on both ends of the floor. Take care of it. Force good D, and there we go. Force a turnover to start it. That's good for the Bears.
Fourth turnover of the half for the Streaks.
You know, Seiler's second leading scorer, junior. You can tell he's a nice athlete, good ball player. He just has been out of sync all night for the Bluestreaks, and he could do us a favor and stay that way for the next 7:40 also.
Absolutely. Bears have it. Watson will give back to Kepler. Now back to Watson. Watson works around a screen, looks to back his way in, loses the basketball. It'll stay right here. It was knocked away by Seiler.
Whole lot of contact, and I'm kind of with Coach Frank. That's either a foul or it's a turnover.
Yep.
But I'm also with you. You said it earlier. Ball goes out of bounds. It seems like we're just going to give it back to the offense and not worry about how it got there.
They feed under Watson. Watson tries to shake it off and loses the basketball, and now he's going to commit the foul. And that's not what you want, the foul, 60 feet from the basket.
No, especially when, we are going to the line on the next one. We still got 2 to give here. before Archbold goes to the line, but you know that's going to be a factor in this game before it's over in a tied ball game.
Bears just not having a lot of success in the first minute of the quarter.
No, where we did a really good job in the first half of taking care of the basketball, not turning it over.
There's another three for Brenner.
Brenner can just flat out score. That's Maddox Langendorfer played some really good on the ball D there, and Brenner got just enough space, and he's got a quick release. Knocked that shot down.
Cox comes the other way with a three, no good. Rebound comes down to Archbold. Brenner was trying to steal that one away, so he really wasn't a factor in the play. Phillips will drive in, put up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Langendorfer. Bears need to get back to that one-shot limit.
Yep, great defensive rebound there by Maddox Langendorfer.
Langendorfer with it the other way. Puts up a shot, hits the deck. Going to get a foul called. And it'll be on number 11, Stephen Diller. That'll be his second, team 7th. Was he shooting? I think he was shooting, right? It doesn't matter.
He should have been,
He was shooting. So he will go to the line for 2.
Good decision there by Maddox. We saw it in the first half a little bit with our guys catching at the elbow, free throw line. They're seeing no help defense, and they're doing a good job when they see the help not there of attacking, and the help came late and kind of laid him out, got him to the free throw line.
Next one is no good. Rebound tipped around, tipped up high, and let's see who gets it. Archbold will come down with it, and they're running. They had Diller wide open underneath and missed him. Now a 3-ball in the air, rattles in and out. Rebound comes down to Carter Dominic.
Bears got really lucky. Seiler saw that all the way down the floor. No one stepped up to stop the ball. Everybody was looking to scramble and find someone. Nobody was turning around to stop the basketball. And dodged a bullet there on a wide open 3.
Cox with the basketball. Bears trail by 2, 36-34. They've led most of this game. Harold with it. Harold will go baseline, put up a shot, good, and they called an offensive foul. Wow.
Boy, I don't know about that. Sure looked like ball was out of his hand. And that defender, I think if there was one of those little half circles under the bucket, definitely inside. Caught him on the way down, ball was out of his hand. That's shaky at best.
It is.
He doesn't have the benefit of the instant replay, but that's rewarding the defense for standing underneath the basket.
Yep. Archbold moving it around, up by 2, 5:41 remaining here, fourth quarter. Seiler with the basketball, working against Sam Harold. Seiler loses the basketball. Turnover for the Streaks.
Good hands. I think that was Evan Cox got his hands in there with the help.
Bears need to settle things down here. Cox has it. Cox looks to drive, shakes off a couple defenders, then gives back to Kepler. Bounce pass underneath to Carter Dominic. Dominic will hand to Kepler, set the screen, that was Langendorfer. Langendorfer misses the shot. Archbold comes down with the rebound. Again, a lot of contact.
Yep.
And we're going to get
same official, same place where the charge call just happened. A whole lot of body on that Maddox there, and no whistle that time.
All right, so we've got a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout. Timeout's being sponsored by Stockman Lawn Service for lawn care, snow removal, fertilizer, and spraying. Call Stockman Lawn Service at 419-636-6572. 30-second timeout. Back after this.
When was the last time you had your precious jewelry cleaned? Diamond and Gold Outlet will professionally clean your jewelry, and it won't cost you a dime. Let Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon clean your jewelry today.
If you want a quality education that leads to great, endless opportunities for future success, Northwest State is your community's college.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Archbold leads 36-34 here in the fourth quarter. I'm waiting for the timeout clock to go down so I can see where we are exactly. Right around the 4-minute mark. And it is 5:02. Right around the 5-minute mark is what I said.
A lot of ball game left. The Bears are in the bonus. Archbold's got 2 more fouls by Bryan before they're in the bonus. 1 possession ball game, and that's where if you're Bryan, you got to keep it right here. You got to keep it in a 1 possession range. Find a way to make some things work on offense, and definitely don't let this guy have anything easy.
Archbold moving it around. Chase Miller now will drive. Now they give back out to Brenner. Brenner loses the basketball. Bears coming the other way. Maddox Langendorf with a nice move, and it's going to go out of bounds off of the Streaks. Langendorfer did a great job avoiding the defender, just couldn't get the shot to fall.
That was a really nice attempt at a reverse layup there, stepping around with a Euro step. And I'm as surprised as you are that was.
Harold misses the three. Rebound comes down to the Streaks.
Sammy's gotten a lot of good looks, and I thought that was online. I thought he had that one. That would have been really big for the Bears.
They would have given him a 1-point lead. Instead, they're down by 2 with 4:22 remaining. And we're going to get a timeout called because trapped in the corner was Sonny Phillips, and great job of defense with Evan Cox right there. And Cox just did a really nice job of not giving him anywhere to go.
Yeah, and we were playing good denial defense everywhere else. Coach Frank saving the possession right there with a timeout to get a quick 30, talk to the troops. You got to say it over and over, broken record, but every possession matters right now. It's just that kind of ball game tonight. You know, whether you come in averaging 30 or you come in averaging 70, this ball game is what it is right now. This is a one-possession ball game the rest of the way, and it's going to be who makes the least amount of mistakes, who can stay the calmest in half-court possessions, and keep moving, keep swinging basketballs, and when you get to the free throw line, you got to knock down your shots.
All right, so Archbold has it, 4:18 remaining, fourth quarter. They lead 36-34 on the main stop scoreboard. They inbound to Jaden Seiler. Seiler with the basketball and 3 fouls. He averages 11, has just 3 tonight. Brenner has it, tries to shake Kepler off with a fake 3. Gives it across to Seiler. Seiler will feed underneath to Diller. Diller back to Seiler.
I like the adjustment Coach Homeyer's made here. When Brenner does get it, we're running a second defender at him.
Underneath and shot up and good for Sonny Phillips. That was just a good look by Phillips.
That was a good find there by Seiler on the baseline. He's kind of trapped behind the backboard. Help rotate it over, and then we didn't get the next rotation to go find Phillips.
Phillips is double his average now with 10.
And there's that third scorer that we talked about in the keys to the game. Could you find a third guy? And they needed him tonight because Seiler has just not had the normal night for him. They're coming in averaging 11 and a half. He's only got 3. So every one of the points Phillips got's been needed tonight.
Cox has the basketball, gives over to Kepler. Now back to Langendorfer. Langendorfer sees Harold left side. 3:23 remaining. Bears trail by 4. Sam puts it up, draws the contact.
Yeah, the Bears need points out of this possession. That's going to be 4 on Seiler.
You can see the frustration on Seiler there.
You know, and that's, from a Bears perspective, that's a big deal. If you can find a way to get this thing tied up late and go to overtime, if you take one of their main 2 guys out of the game, that's huge. But right now we got to score some points to get us to that position.
Harold at the line. Need points with the clock off. There's one. So it's a 3-point game, 38-35. Again, one possession game. Streaks bringing it up. 3:15 to play. They lead 3. Phillips with the basketball. Will hand off to Brenner. Brenner working against Cox. Shakes Cox off. We're going to get a foul on Evan Cox, and that's 3 on him.
I thought for a second there they might get offensive.
Yeah.
Because Brenner was working pretty hard to create some space. I'm not sure Evan Cox was the guy who was initiating that contact.
So Brenner,
not going to get that call a lot, probably as a defender, just on the ball at the elbow, but sure didn't think he was the one initiating the contact.
Miller has the basketball, works around a screen, finds Phillips. Phillips stops, puts up a shot, 8 foot, no good. Rebound comes down to the Bears.
And there's a good challenge there by Maddox Langendorfer without fouling. Phillips is about probably 5'7" or 5'8". Maddox is 6'2", and then turned it right back over.
Yep, Bears turned it over there. Some contact as both Sam Harold and Langendorfer hit the deck. Actually, it was Harold and the Archbold player. Joe Watson will check back in, and now we've got 7 team fouls.
Bad turnover, bad foul right there, and Archbold shooting free throws. Just a trifecta of bad news right there for the Bears.
Chase Miller at the line shooting 53%. That one is no good. Rebound tipped around and comes right down to the Bears. Kepler will bring it up. Kepler, no look pass to Watson. Watson over to Harold. Harold running the offense. Gives it to Cox, who will go baseline, put up a shot, in and out, no good. Rebound comes down to Archbold.
That's a good shot. I think that's a good decision. The right shot for the Bears right there. We've had that probably 2 out of the last 3 possessions. Good looks, the right shots, just couldn't make them.
Stolen away by Cox. They get it down. Kepler puts up a shot. Good. Jace Kepler. And
tough left hand right there by Jace Kepler, plus a little bit of contact on the floor.
Chase Miller is down. He hit his head. He's holding the back of his head when he went down. Look at that. Ooh.
Yeah, yes he did.
So, really, I can't believe there was no whistle called there.
No, and I tell you, honestly, that's more legit a charge than what was called earlier on Sam Harold, but it all comes out in the wash because that took a bucket off the board for the Bears, and this one gave a bucket to the Bears.
That'll be a timeout as Coach Homeyer wants to talk about it. 38-37, a 1-point game, and we're going to take a timeout with him. Back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network, 38-37, Archbold leads here. And we are in the Stockman Lawn Service timeout. Main Stop scoreboard shows 38-37. Main Stop's open when you need them. You're always near a Main Stop. Don't forget at Thirsty Thursday every Thursday. Guess what? It's Thursday. We can go to Main Stop on the way home and get a big fountain pop or a coffee.
Perfect timing for a Thirsty Thursday and a great boys basketball game at home. Let's see if the Bears can finish it off. All right, looking through some stats right now. The Bluestreaks have some guys we'd like to foul. Now, some guys have shot, even starters, top rotation guys haven't even shot 10 free throws on the season. So you got some guys who may not like the moment a whole lot if we know in the huddle who we need to foul.
Oh, they found Brenner, and we're going to get an offensive foul. That was a great call right there. He leaned with his shoulder, led with the shoulder, and knocked our guy to the ground. You can see it here on replay maybe.
Yeah, Sammy Harold beat him to the spot.
Yep.
And I thought that arm bar has come up a couple of times for Brenner, and he's gotten away with it, and that time was too much out in the open.
Bears bringing it up down by 1, 38-37. Back to live action here. Harold with the basketball.
You got to take advantage of this possession right here if you're the Bears. Minute and a half left, down 1. You got to put some pressure on them and get the lead back.
Kepler with the basketball, gives to Watson. Watson drives, puts it up, no good, but will head to the line. And he will shoot 2.
Nice penetration and find by Jace Kepler. Joe Watson there open on the backside of the lane. One of those has to go in for a finish, doesn't it, Chris?
Does.
At some point, one of those has to go down.
And they're real close to going down, you know what I mean? Let's see what Watson can do here. First one is well short. He's 53 from the line.
Now get the one that matters. Good news for the Bears. They're in the double bonus. They've got Archbold in the 1-and-1. I have to feel like it just looking at shooting stats, outside of putting Brenner on the line, everybody else, it's pretty much a good chance you can get him to miss.
Now tied up with 1:27 remaining. Phillips will bring up the basketball, working against Cox. Phillips will go to his right side, trying to free Brenner up. And Jace Kepler doing a great job defensively on Brenner.
Bears defense has been superb here in the fourth quarter. Forced 7 Blue Streak turnovers for the half.
Kepler working against Brenner. Brenner puts up a shot, misses it. Rebound comes down to Carter Dominic. And we're going to get a foul on Cade Brenner.
I think they're going to call a timeout here. Coach Homeyer called a timeout just when he saw things getting a little hectic and crazy down there.
Coach Frank was not happy about that. So
no, I don't suppose, but I didn't see anything that wasn't a foul on the Bluestreaks at that point, so maybe he and I can just agree that they missed something both ways.
Yeah. So Stephen Diller will check back into the game for the Streaks. So it'll be interesting to see. They've had Seiler playing all along. Be interesting to see if they can go at him and get his fifth.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be the right move here because you got to force him to do something and tied ball game. As a coach, I know right now in the huddle, this isn't what Brock Homeyer or Joe Frank's thinking. They're not looking ahead to, okay, if it's overtime, I want this guy off the floor. But somebody on that bench better be thinking, hey, coach, you know, this is a tie ball game. It's close. Let's go at 5 right now and take their number 2 guy out of the ball game. Let's force him to foul us. We're going to the free throw line. We're taking one of their studs out of the ball game, and we're setting ourselves up here for the last 60 seconds, maybe plus if there's OT.
All right, so Kepler will bring it off. Archbold will meet him right at midcourt with Sonny Phillips. Getting over to Watson. Watson loses the basketball, and Archbold basically steals it away. They'll get it down. Here's Seiler looking to drive. Seiler, count it, and the foul. Seiler gets the foul on Sam Harold.
Boy, I don't like a lot of that. It sure looked like Joe Watson got raked across the wrist down on this end. Seiler shuffled his feet when he caught the ball out at the three-point line here. Should have been a turnover. And then obviously we did foul him at the bucket. That's an and one, but there's a lot of misses before that.
They haven't put the 2 points up yet. Did they say it was on the floor? Oh, there they go.
Yeah.
I didn't think so, but that's a make. So 41-38, it's back to a 3-point ball game, and that was unnecessary right there.
Yeah, a lot of bad breaks in that whole sequence for the Bears. I thought it was a tough place for Joe Watson to get the ball. He was kind of stuck out at that spot.
Kepler puts it up and in.
Good decision by Jace. Take the easy one. 1-point ball game.
43. What are we doing here? 41-40, is that right?
Yes.
Archbold gets another one.
43-40 now.
Yeah.
Too easy that time.
That was too easy. Kepler with the basketball. Bears down by 3. Can we force overtime here? 10
Coach
seconds.
is going to let it play out.
Cox, step back, 3. No good. Rebound comes down to Archbold. Then they knock it out of bounds. Bears will have another chance with 2 seconds.
And Coach has got a couple timeouts here. I think you want to call something, run something.
So Coach Homeyer will take the timeout, and it's going to be a full timeout. We're just going to keep it right here and talk about this one. 2 seconds left, and that last bucket by Archbold was really a problem.
Really too easy. I don't know. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, and not second guessing anything. And who knows? We might have been yelling to foul, but we ran and didn't help. Gave Seiler an open lane to the basket for an easy layup. I would have rather seen him fouled on the floor, even fouled at the bucket. Let's make him make free throws. 58% free throw shooter. Let's take our shot from 15 versus 2 feet.
Yep. So what are you setting up with Coach Homeyer? Are you just setting up?
Well, you got to find something for a 3. I mean, obviously you got to find something for a 3. You're not going to surprise them. They're going to let you have anything you want to from inside. You have to stay outside the 3-point line here because you don't want Coach Frank. You catch the ball inside, A, there's 2 seconds left, and B, they can foul you right away, put you on the line for 2 free throws. So whatever you've got has to be a 3-point shot. You can run Sammy and Evan Cox, either one of those two, one as a decoy and run the second guy off. But, Jace Kepler just hit a big one for us. Your first options are obviously Harold and Cox, but Maddox Langendorfer's knocked one down tonight too. So you've got 3 guys on the floor you trust. And Archbold's going to call a timeout. They're looking to see what was set up. Now they're going to set up something defensively to try to counter what they saw.
So big chess match right now going on. Another full timeout. Again, we'll set it for you. 43-40. There's 2 seconds left to go. Archbold leads by 3. Bears have it inbounding underneath their own basket. So it's got to be a quick inbound catch for 3. And you got to hope.
If you can find some kind of pin down screen.
Yep.
And, Archbold's going to challenge the shot. They can't foul the shooter. I mean, that's the biggest thing. They can't make the mistake of fouling a shooter right here. So you're going to get a look. It's going to be challenged, but you're going to get a look. you got to understand you don't have time to catch and pass, shot fake and dribble. You might have time for a quick shot fake, let a guy fly by, but the ball's got to get out of your hands. 2 seconds is going to go by really fast.
And best case scenario for the Bears is a 3 that they make and a foul.
But now we're living in dreamland. I'll take that one right there. If we're taking the made 3, let's get an and one while we're at it.
We had a JV overtime. We can at least have that.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, wait a minute. What we got going on there?
Where are we horning?
It was the timeout clock, I think, ending. Is that what that was? Had to be, right?
Had to be.
All right, looking to inbound.
Yep,
they get it to Sam. 3 ball, no good, and no foul. 2 guys made contact with Sam. That is crazy. 2 guys hit into Sam.
2 guys right there. Nobody blocks the shot. It drops 3 feet short just on its own.
Yep. So Archbold will draw first blood in the league, defeating the Golden Bears 43-40. But I tell you what, I know you can't look at positives, at a game and say, well, there's positives. But there were definitely positives in this one.
Yeah, you're not. No coach is playing for moral victories, that's for sure. But the Bears showed themselves pretty good tonight.
All right, so we're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back with our post-game show after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
I wanted to learn the skills to get ahead in my career. And thanks to Northwest State, I'm well on my way to a great job with a local company.
NSCC is my community's college.
Contact our advising center today or stop by.
Here at the Williams County Veteran Service Office, our mission is plain and simple. We are here to serve our local Williams County veterans and their dependents. We are staffed with trained service officers who have the compassion and understanding to assist their fellow veterans in obtaining all federal and state benefits that they have earned. Additionally, we provide emergency financial assistance and transportation to VA medical centers. So if you're a veteran or a dependent of a veteran, stop in today and see how we can help you at the Williams County Veteran Service Office.
When you're looking for that unusual part like a battery for your key fob, or everyday car parts like windshield washing fluid, wipers, motor oil or filters, antifreeze or batteries, don't forget to stop by your local Napa store in Bryan. They have the parts in stock. If you're buying any of these parts from anyone other than Napa in Bryan, you're paying too much. When it comes to diamonds, size does matter, and you'll get a bigger diamond for less every day at Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon. Plus, you won't find a better selection anywhere in Northwest Ohio. Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon.
If you haven't stopped by Bryan Ford Lincoln to test drive the all-electric F-150 Lightning
or the rugged and sporty Ford Bronco, we only have one question for you.
Why not?
This Ford Bronco is great for daily commutes or the Outback.
And this F-150 Lightning will do 0 to 60 in 4 seconds without using a drop of gasoline. When you stop by and see us at Bryan Ford Lincoln, you can test drive either of these great vehicles.
Stop by and see us. We'll help you order the exact vehicle that you want and need.
So stop by and see us today at Bryan Ford Lincoln.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, trying to get our stats put together, but that 2 minutes went really quickly. But we will tell you, 43-40 was your final score. Archbold wins via 3, and boy, oh boy, it was a rough go there in the second half for the Golden Bears.
It was, and I think one of the things that we did in the first half was take care of the basketball. Just 4 turnovers for the Bears in the first half, and that number ballooned to 9 in the second half, and I think that was the difference. We lost too many offensive possessions in the second half to turnovers. Archbold turned up the defense. Bears were a little bit sloppy with it also. It's kind of a combination of the two things. Defensively, though, I thought we really played well. We forced 6 turnovers in the first half and 7 more in the second half. I think Archbold came in averaging, I looked at it earlier, 11 turnovers a game. We forced 13 of them out of them tonight. So, and we really, outside of Cade Brenner, and he got his 20. He averages 19 tonight, and he scored 20 tonight. Outside of him, we really made the Bluestreaks work for everything, and we made life hard on them. Nothing to hang your head about if you're a Golden Bear, but we said it before we went to the break right there at the end of the game. There are not a lot of coaches that are walking around claiming moral victories in the record book and saying we feel good about that. Now, we hadn't played for a couple of weeks. We keep playing really tight, 1-2 possession ball games, 4 or 5 point ball games, and this is one that's going to benefit us down the road because we played against a really good opponent with a really, really good player. And we got a shot at the end to tie, led a lot of the ball game. So there are a lot of positives to take out of this and take into Saturday's ball game for the Bears. And I kind of like this situation. Tough loss tonight. Things didn't go our way at the end, but we also have a day of practice tomorrow. It's not back-to-backs. I always like being able to get back on the floor in the field right away if you have a tough loss. But we got a night tomorrow to work on things when the girls play away. And then get ourselves right back on the floor on Saturday and be ready to roll.
There's your stats, 16 of 32 shooting for Archbold, 18 of 39 for the Bears. Archbold was 6 of 14 from 3. Bryan was just 1 of 7, 5 of 7 from the line for the Streaks, 11 of 15 for the Bears. 13 turnovers apiece, 7 bench points for the Golden Bears, and that's big when you get Maddox Langendorfer with 7. And then Bears double upped on the rebounds, 21-11.
Yeah, Coach Frank talked about being worried about rebounds, and the Bears took advantage of their physicality and their size tonight and really controlled the boards for the most part. The turnovers in the second half were a big deal. 13 is a good number. You can live with 13 turnovers against a high-pressure defense like Archbold, but you were tied 25-25 at the half, and you turned it over 9 times in the second half, and really a lot in that third quarter when things went sideways on us and we didn't play very well. So, I still give a lot of credit to the kids and the coaches. They've done a lot of good work over the break. You can see that we are getting better. This is a ball game, not a whole lot different on either one of these two teams. This is a ball game that was about a 35-point loss last year for the Bears, and every bit of this other than the scoreboard went the Bears' way tonight. Could have easily been a W as well. So they've got to feel good about the progress they're making, the improvement that they're showing. You can tell that the things they're doing in practice, preparation work that they're doing is working right now, and they just got to keep hanging their hats on that and keep getting better.
What do you have for individual stats?
We'll go with our visitors tonight. I've talked about it a couple times. Cade Brenner, the really good junior basketball player for Archbold. He had 4 threes tonight. He ended up with 20 points. He had 13 at the half, so we did defend well in the second half. The 3 that he hit in the fourth quarter was a big one. Then Archbold got 8 points out of Sonny Phillips and 8 points out of Jaden Seiler. He held Seiler below his average, and Phillips about doubled his average. And then the only other player to score was 5 points out of Chase Miller for the Bluestreaks to get them to their 43 for the night. And like you said, quiet from the free throw line. Only shot 7 free throws, made 5 of them as a team. But they made those 6 3-pointers that they made were a big difference. For the Bears, good balance with our scoring tonight, led again by Sammy Harold. He's came in at average at 11. He ended up with 14. I know he's going to be seeing some of those threes that didn't go, that he had some good looks at there, but he played another really good game offensively. Maddox Langendorfer off the bench. Tell he was feeling a lot better, and that's good to see. That's going to make it a really big deal for the Bears going down the home stretch here with league ball games. He had 7. Then we got 6 apiece out of Jace Kepler and Carter Dominic, 5 points out of Joe Watson, and we got 2 points out of Evan Cox for the Bears, 40 points. Bears 11 of 15 from the free throw line. You got to like that. That was a pretty good night. Just the one made 3 tonight, though, from Maddox Langendorfer. And I know that's something Coach Homeyer has mentioned before about our one of our weaknesses being our outside shooting, and I think that's something that definitely moving forward this season and in the future is something that this program's got to really work on, is finding some guys who can stroke it from outside, making the defense extend and defend the whole half court, not just in the paint. Yeah, absolutely. And when you talk about, that just with not having a big guy for the Golden Bears, you need to develop some sort of outside shot. Yeah, and just the way the way basketball is played right now, most offenses and even ours, once we run through some sets, is about dribble, drive, penetrate, and kick. If you're 6'8", and a couple of years ago when we had Titus Rohr and we had Reese Jackson and we had some big bodies inside, you could play a good high-low and you could count on those guys, and then you play a little inside-out too and get your three-point shooters open. We just need to find some guys who are going to confidently step into some shots out there outside the arc. You love the way Sammy Harold looks. Evan Cox can make those shots. He's just, when he gets them, he needs to take them. Maddox Langendorfer looked real good on the one that he knocked down tonight. So just keep developing the confidence. You know they're shooting them in practice. You know they're working on it. Keep developing the confidence so it carries over into ball games.
All right, we're going to take a timeout, come back to wrap things up after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
I'm Tom Turnbull of Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused, celebrating our 100th anniversary, 2022.
It's great working with family. The relationship we have with one another allows us to focus on your family and help guide you through the planning process.
We focus in on your family's needs to make sure that everything is done the way that you and your family want.
Right now, our family wants a Golden Bear victory.
Oberlin-Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Family owned, family focused.
If you want a quality education that leads to great, endless opportunities for future success, Northwest State is your community's college.
This is Yasha Cheverini. He is a master jeweler. If you need jewelry repaired or a beautiful handcrafted piece of jewelry for that special occasion, you need to stop by and talk to Yash at Diamond and Gold Outlet in Napoleon.
A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back out on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Our next broadcast game will be tomorrow night. The Lady Bears get to open league play with the Archbold Bluestreaks at their place. So we'll be in the Thunderdome tomorrow beginning around 6:45, pending no JV overtime.
Yeah.
If we can avoid that. You have a daughter that can maybe make that happen. So maybe she'd go off for about 20-25. And we can just
we won't talk openly about point shaving, but we'll make sure there's no overtime tomorrow.
That's right.
We know some people.
Want to thank our broadcast crew, our athletic department here at BHS, Chad Savage and Teresa Kuzma, our director and engineer, Tony Malanga and Krista Bruner, cameras, Don Malanga and Tristan Atkinson. Want to thank our board op back at WQCT, Ben Murray, and our WOSN sports director, Ben Reif. This game is going to air tomorrow at 5 o'clock on WOSN. Watch on Spectrum Channel 19. 4 o'clock on Spectrum Channel 19 or 26 on your antenna. This broadcast is a collaboration between WQCT Radio and BryanSports.com and the West Ohio Sports Network. This broadcast for the private use of our audience. Any duplication or other use of this broadcast, including descriptions or accounts of the game, without the express written consent of the Golden Bear Sports Network is prohibited. The Golden Bear Sports Network is a free public service of Malanga Enterprises, LLC. All rights reserved. One final time for Brian Arnold and all of us at the Golden Bear Sports Network. I'm Chris Malanga. Your final score, Archbold 43, Bryan 40. We're going to talk to you tomorrow from Archbold here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.